Within days of the dive boat Conception bursting into flames off the Channel Islands and killing 34 people, the Santa Barbara County coroner declared that the deaths were the result of smoke inhalation and that all died below deck.
But documents from the Santa Barbara Sheriff's coroner's operation released 8 months after the disaster raise new questions about those final moments below.
Of the 33 passengers and one deckhand below deck, at least 6 were wearing shoes, boots or some kind of footwear when their bodies were discovered, according to the coroner's records.
One man was clutching a cell phone in his right hand. A woman was holding a blue flashlight and wearing brown slip-on shoes, according to a coroner's report.
The man with his silver cell phone was wearing denim pants with a black belt.
According to the coroner's records, he was wearing an unusual combination of footwear, one black sandal and one brown-black hiking boot for a left foot.
Some people in the diving world said the autopsy results raise questions about whether all the victims were asleep when the fire occurred.
Ben Wolf, a veteran diver and retired fire captain, said he has never known on his weekend dive trips on the vessel for people to wear shoes in their bunks, especially tennis shoes.
The maritime disaster is under criminal investigation by the U.S. Coast Guard and FBI under the supervision of the U.S. Attorney. It is also the subject of a probe by Maritime Board of Inspection and the National Transportation Safety Board.
A preliminary investigation by NTSB determined that the 5 crew was asleep in their berths on the top deck when the blaze broke out at about 3 a.m. despite a requirement that the vessel conducts a roving watch at night. By
the time the crew noticed, the galley and salon were engulfed in flames, with the main bunk room directly below in the belly of the boat. The only way for those below was through 2 exits through the galley.
Investigators have served search warrants on Truth Aquatics, the boat's operator.
In all 34 deaths, Dr. Manuel Montes, a forensic pathologist for the Coroner's Bureau, declared smoke inhalation as the cause, citing the levels of carbon monoxide found in vials of blood recovered from the deceased.
Most of those killed had carbon monoxide saturation of 50% to 80%. But a few, like the woman with the flashlight, had less. Her test revealed more than 10% carbon monoxide after her body was recovered. Carbon monoxide binds with hemoglobin far better than oxygen, preventing the delivery of oxygen. Usually 50% is fatal, but small levels can be in some circumstances.
In one death, where divers recovered a spine and a pelvis and little else and no toxicology was possible, Montes still declared the death due to smoke inhalation, records show. In some cases, he found soot in the throat to support the smoke inhalation finding, records show.
Almost all suffered 4th-degree burns. A report noted significant thermal burns to the bodies with limbs missing due to the intensity of the fire.
Some were in the water for a few days, as dives combed the wreckage in shallow water off Santa Cruz Islands and even found bodies a few hundred yards away in a cove.